Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Akbar Bagaskara. This is I will explain definition of variable, sample, and population. The first definition of variable. In everyday language, research variables are often interpreted as factors studied in research. According to the original concept, a variable is a concept that has a variety of value. However, and understand the defines variable as factor. To be studied in research is also acceptable considering that research activists are indeed focused on efforts to understand, measure, and assess the interrelationship between these variables. Variety of variables. First variable according to question of function. Influence variable are variable whose existence in the framework of thinking is the disease or affect the affected variables. Affected variables are variables whose existence is always influenced or dependent on its or all of the influence variables. Population. The population is the whole universum of the object of research which can be in the form of human, animals, plants, sometimes value, event, attitude, the life, and so on that become the center attention and become source of research data. If you look at the definition, the definition of population can be very diverse. So one must define the population clearly and precisely. The following is an example of a population. Pajajaran University atau UNPAD student population of the Faculty of Agriculture Paperta. Population by state. Homogeneous, homogeneous, homogeneous population. The population is said to be homogeneous if the element of the population study have relative uniform characteristics which are other. These characteristics are often found in the exit field such as water solution. If we want to know whether a cup of coffee is sweet or not, it is enough to try a drop of the coffee liquid. A drop of coffee liquid can represent the sugar content of a cup of coffee. Heterogeneous Heterogeneous population. The population is said to be heterogeneous if the elements of the population study have relative different characteristics from each other. Their characteristics are often found in social and behavioral research, where human objects or phenomena in human life are unique and complex. Population by size, finite population. A population is said to be finite if the number of the population can be estimated or know with certainty. In other words, the limits are clear quantitative. For example, the number of class a technology student class of 2009 Viperta Unpad. The population hike in a certain city, the lack of a fish and alike. Infinite population. Infinite population. A population is said to be infinite if the population member cannot be estimated or the number cannot be known. In other words, the limit cannot be determined quantitatively. For example, whether in the ocean, the amount of sand, the beach. The last sample. The sample is part of the population select by using certain rules which are used to collect information or data. The describe the nature or characteristics of the population. In the sampling process using randomization factor in it includes element of opportunity. While the role of the sample voter can be objective and can also be subjective. What is meant by an objective attitude in selecting a sample is a method of selecting a sample using certain clear method, so that if the sampling is carried out by another person, results that much are not much different from the previous sampling. In estimating the nature of characteristic of the population. That enough. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.